So as a beginner, should you take on a car like this? Was it a mistake, or is it a mistake I'm still making by keeping this car? I can understand why some people might ask the question. Welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt, and actually what I'm doing here today, I'm at Fox Mustang Restoration. I'm actually wrapping up a previous video I just finished up here today, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something. It's basically because of some of the comments I've got recently about my car here that's right behind me. For those of you, in case you're new to the channel, believe it or not, this is a FoxBody Mustang. It might be kind of hard to tell right now, but it is. I'm in the process of pretty much building it from the ground up, it feels like. I'm gonna replace every nut and bolt before I'm finished, but it was an SSP car, 88 notchback, and I've got some of the questions, and basically people are like saying, you know, why are you still working on this project? What's going on? I really want to address the comments of, was it this mistake? Was going this far with the build, was that a mistake or not? And kind of what my feelings are about it. Maybe some of you guys also have a project car at home and you might have lost motivation on it to keep going. So maybe this give you something to think about as well. I'm gonna give you my opinion, share my thoughts. Anyway, wrapping up here, like I said, just finished another video. I'm gonna go ahead, get all my stuff, get in the car, head home, and talk to you guys on the way home and just give you my thoughts on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's find out, was it a mistake to buy this car, and more so to keep going? Let's talk about it. One thing is, I'm always bringing a truckload of stuff with me here. Always bringing a truckload of stuff. So I got that. I told you guys I always had stuff. Tiffany's, yeah, there you go. Look at all the stuff she brought me today, guys. We'll be using this soon. More aluminum oxide. More sand. Yes. Thanks, babe.
Sure.
So, all right, enough. Let me get this stuff inside and we'll talk. So I will see you guys in the car. All right, guys, finally heading home here. Hopefully we got a little bit of daylight. But really, when you think about, was buying the FoxBody a mistake or keeping it a mistake, you've got to look at where you're coming from. So if you're also having a similar question, think about where you're at kind of right now. And I'm just going to go over where I'm at with my car. For those of you that don't know, I bought the car for $5 grand. Like I said, it's an SSP. Those generally go for more. Coupes go for more. And when I got it, I really didn't know about the rust problem. And to be fair, I don't think many people would have known about the rust problem. I certainly don't believe the seller knew about the rust problem. It was hidden, you know, it was under the cowl, and the rest of the car is pretty much rust free. It's very odd that I would have rust like that, you know? So that was a surprise. And I did get to the point when I found that, I thought about selling the car. But let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about what was in the car. It was not a completely stock FoxBody. Had a Team Z Motorsports tubular K member, had coilovers in front. You know, it had a 306 with trick flow heads cam. It had a few different intakes, a Typhoon intake, a GT40 intake, a stock intake. So it had lots of different parts, you know, and that was pretty neat. I always wanted the coupe, and the SSP does add value. Also, the SSP had never been wrecked, which is very unusual. So combined all those, I thought I was getting a fair deal at the time, and I still think it was a fair deal, but the mistake part comes in, pretty much the comments I've got is just come in from the rust. So you have to ask yourself, I am a beginner, okay? That's what my channel's about. It's all about learning for the first time. So as a beginner, should you take on a car like this that needs this much work, that literally I'm having to cut out rust, cut out the A-pillars and repair? It's probably too much for a beginner to take on. Now, the reason why I should keep it as a beginner is because I want to learn, and I have a teacher. I have a very good teacher in Matt to teach me. I'm also trying to make videos to help you guys out if you're learning for the first time. So that's one of the main reasons. I wanted to save the car, right? I don't want to just get rid of the car, and what would I do if I sold it? Well, you also got to think about the money I had tied up into it. Like, the people were saying it's a mistake to keep going. I mean, I've got $5 grand sitting there, right? What am I going to do? Buy another car, buy another FoxBody? And what problems will it have? You got to remember, these cars now are 40 years old. As the oldest ones are 41. Even if you're getting like 10 years later, you're still looking at 30-year-old cars almost, and they're all gonna have problems. It's not like buying, you know, an S550 that's just a few years old. with those, pretty much you can just mod them. And I think that's how a lot of us started out with these cars. You know, we were in our early 20s or maybe a teenager when we were getting them, our late teens. Pretty much back then, you could just go ahead and modify them, right? You didn't have to worry about what kind of shape things were in. And so that's the other thing. Not only would I lose all the money if I got rid of the car, I'd lose the $5,000, right? Or whatever I could salvage from it. I couldn't sell it as is right now for $5,000. But would I buy another Fox body? Who's to say it won't have some of the same problems? At least with this car, I know what I've got, right? I'm gonna know what's in this. So that's the other thing of why I don't think it's a mistake to keep going. I know exactly what's been done to the car, and I really don't want to start over. So, and plus I've gone this far at this point. So those are the first, I guess, two main reasons. The money I've lost, and then if I buy another Fox, who knows what's gonna be with that one. Right now, I certainly could spend a lot of money, get a low mileage one, but even then, because of the age of the car, you don't really know what you're going to get until you fully get into it. I mean, you could try your best, and I'm sure I'll do this again one day, but there's no guarantees. With this car, where I'm at right now, I'm guaranteed to know what's been done to it. I mean, I'm going to know this car intimately. Let's cover what I've already done. I've already rebuilt the rear end on the car. I've pulled the engine and the transmission, the whole drive line. That's actually going to end up going, a lot of that's going into my convertible here soon, which I did talk to Matt, by the way, in case you guys don't know, and we're thinking about trying to do Tar Heel Fox in a day. We're thinking about trying to get it in there maybe pretty soon and do my convertible engine swap in a day in the shop. You know, if we don't get it done in a day, you know, we don't get it done, but that would be kind of cool to see if we can. So going back to, it depends on your situation. If you're a beginner like this and you're in this situation and you find this rust, yeah, it's probably a mistake for you to keep going. For me, I want to learn, I'm making content with it. I don't think it is a mistake, and that's another thing I wanted to address in this video was, I know a lot of you guys might be bored with the content, and I agree, it's been very repetitive, right? But the reason why I'm doing it, I'm not a professional YouTuber, okay? This is my hobby. YouTube is my hobby. I treat it very seriously, don't get me wrong, and I have a lot of pride in it, but at the end of the day, it's not my job or my profession, and I really want to document this build for myself. I want to go back and be able to look at everything I've done to it and know that how solid it is, right? And document all the steps. So that's why I'm documenting it at the level that I am. And I know a lot of you guys do actually enjoy that. You do like seeing all the progress. And on the last video, I feel like I just made a lot of progress. However, it took a lot of time. The last two videos I spent 3 days on, 3 days plus, and just on one side, taking care of the A-pillar on one side. I would like to do different content, don't get me wrong, but you know, I've got to I can only come out here once a week, you know, and it just is what it is. It's going to take what it's going to take. Let's talk about what the other option is a little more though. For those of you that don't know, my regular job is in IT. I'm in the IT field, and so it pays pretty well. You know, I'll admit it pays well being in IT. It's also a lot of hours, a lot of work, but the pay is good. I do have the money to just pay someone to do this. I do. But you know what, guys? I've already done that on one car, and my convertible. You know, I had a whole line of different people that I paid to do it. I think literally there's been 4 different mechanics that touch that. And the thing about that is, one, it's more expensive, so you can save money doing it yourself, even though you do lose time. You do lose time when you do it yourself, typically. You know, at least in my situation as a beginner, I'm not as quick. But I know exactly what's in this car now. That's the cool thing, and that's why I don't want to really pay somebody. It gives me content for YouTube, right? So it's a win-win there. So the way I look at it, this car was not a mistake. It was not a mistake. Any of those comments, you know, just move on. Like I said, man, who knows what the next car is going to bring, and I'm not a guy that just wants to buy a car that's done and drive it. Driving it is nice, but how much more exciting, I mean, you guys know that work on your cars, how much more excited are you when you're driving your car that you know you did the work on it? And that's what I want to experience, and I've never really experienced it. The closest I came was when I changed the intake manifold in what I call Tar Heel Fox, my convertible, and that was really cool, just knowing I put the intake manifold on it. So that's the other reason for me is, I guess, pride, but I don't think it's a mistake. I want to have some pride in my work, and hopefully, you know, it helps some people. I'm having fun with it. I'm very, very fortunate. Uh-oh, wants me to get gas. I'm very, very fortunate to have Matt helping me out, no doubt, you know. And for those of you who don't know, I know some people have kind of wondered what the relationship is there. I try to be honest with you guys about everything. So I am not paid in any way by Fox Mustang Restoration. They don't pay me. Obviously, I'm at their shop a lot. I'm doing a little bit of promotion for their shop. And so, you know, in exchange for the promotion, Matt is showing me how to do stuff. I pay for all of my own parts that I buy there. And that's what the deal is, you know. Doing a little bit of promotion for him helps him out. And then he's helping me out by teaching me. And Matt also likes teaching, which is cool. So that's what the deal is there. If you ever see me talking about what Fox Resto has, it's not because I'm getting paid for it. It's not, you know, I believe in them and their product and all that. So yeah, I'm kind of getting to the end here. I guess to wrap it all up, the reason why it's not a mistake for me is I want to learn. I want to know the work that's been done to the car, and I want to know everything about the car. And I've already spent the money on it, right? So I don't want to, I guess the fourth thing is I don't want to start out with a different project, start all over. So those are kind of the four reasons why I think it's not a mistake. Let me know what you think. Put your comments down below. Was it a mistake, not really to buy the car, but to keep going with the project, right? Let me know about that. What do you think there? Should I keep going? At this point, I absolutely am going to keep going, but what did you think about it? Did you think it was a mistake to keep going, repair the rust? Which we're almost out of the rust repair, guys. Pretty much the rust is all gone and eliminated for the most part. Now it's just rebuilding, which takes time, right? It's easier to tear down than rebuild. But I'm excited about it. I made progress. So that's gonna be it for this one. The sun's going down. I'm gonna turn here where it comes into a camera. So just a little short video, you know, but I did want to talk about this subject since I got some comments. I don't regret it. Hopefully that you guys are watching are also enjoying it. You know, if you're not, you don't want to see this kind of content, that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings, you know, if you don't want to watch the videos or whatever, that's fine. If my content is not enjoyable to you, I definitely shouldn't waste your time doing it. No hard feelings on that. So, but if you are enjoying this content, and in particular, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That really does help me out a lot. If you're stopping in for the first time and you like me and you like what you see, please subscribe, because so far I do upload 2 times a week, every Sunday and Wednesday. I haven't missed yet for since September 26, 2018. I know I've been talking about that a lot lately, guys. It was a big moment for me to make those 2 years. I don't know if we'll make 3. But yeah, please subscribe, and that's it. This has been a fun one. So we'll see you next time here on Gearhead 704. And I'm kind of rambling a little bit at this point. And actually, guys, I'm passing Matt on the way home. Let's see, go to Mexico here real quick. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Only 7 minutes in. Not a lot more to talk about.